Archangel Michael says, the truth about why they disappeared will shock you. For ages, whispers have carried through the silence of forgotten places, murmuring of souls who vanished without a trace. They were not taken by chance, nor by the will of man, but by a force that moves unseen, ancient and deliberate. You have felt it too, haven't you? That chill in the room when no one else is there, the sensation of being watched by something that remembers your name. You must understand, nothing is random. Every disappearance, every unanswered question, every shadow that falls across your path, it is all part of a pattern written long before the first sunrise. These people were chosen, marked by a light invisible to most. They walked willingly into the unknown because something, or someone, called to them from beyond the veil. Archangel Michael says, the veil is thinning. The boundary between seen and unseen trembles like a candle in the storm. What was once hidden will now emerge. And those who vanished, their voices echo through the air, through the frequencies of your own thoughts, waiting for you to notice. They are not gone. They are waiting. You may have been told to forget them. You may have been told that they're just stories, myths, or statistics. But the truth is deeper than any story told by man. Their absence is not emptiness, it's a message. A warning. And it has begun again. Type 333 if you can feel the energy rising. They disappeared because they saw what they were not supposed to see. They uncovered the web that binds the world, a lattice of energy, light, and deception. The ones who control it fear exposure more than anything else. And when truth surfaces, it calls down divine fire, and even the stars tremble. Archangel Michael says, do not fear the darkness, for within it, revelation is born. These souls were taken not for punishment, but for preparation. They were drawn into the realm of the unseen, where the war between light and shadow rages in silence. Their silence is not consent, it is strategy. They speak now through signs, through dreams that wake you at 3:33 a.m., through patterns in the clouds, through memories that don't belong to you. They are sending a message, but only those who are awake can hear it. You are being prepared to understand. To remember. To act. Do you remember the last time you felt like you had seen someone you know, only to realize later, they were gone, missing, forgotten? That was not imagination. That was resonance. Their souls still move beside you. Their work is not done. Type 777 if you can feel them near. Archangel Michael says, those who vanished were the watchers. The bridge builders. They stood between heaven and the machinery of man. They were guardians of sacred knowledge that was never meant to fall into the wrong hands. But greed, fear, and arrogance fractured the covenant, and so they were pulled from your sight, hidden until the appointed hour. You must not weep for them, for they are not lost. They are within the light, gathering strength, waiting for the moment when the trumpet of awakening will sound across dimensions. When it does, those who disappeared will walk again among you. But they will not return as they were, they will return as fire. The reason they disappeared is because humanity stood at the brink of awakening. The power to see the unseen was rising in too many. The controllers, those who feed on fear, could not risk it. They twisted the truth, labeled it madness, erased records, silenced witnesses. But the echoes could not be contained. Archangel Michael says, a storm of remembrance approaches. When it comes, you will feel it in your bones. Time will bend. The air will hum. The world will tremble, not in destruction, but in unveiling. Everything hidden must surface. Type 1111 if you are ready to remember. You have been dreaming of them. You wake with tears and don't know why. You sense their presence in mirrors, reflections, whispers of your own name spoken from nowhere. This is not your imagination, this is activation. You are being called to bear witness to the unveiling. The truth about why they disappeared will test the foundation of everything you know. It will tear down illusions and rebuild what is real. The ones who took them knew that once humanity remembers, their dominion collapses. That is why they fight so hard to keep you asleep. Archangel Michael says, awaken. The time for silence has ended. The golden cords that once bound heaven to earth are vibrating again, and every vibration carries their names. They have crossed into the realm of eternal light, where time folds like paper, and from that fold, they reach through. You will know them by the way your heart stirs when the wind changes. By the way certain songs make you cry for no reason. By the way light flickers when you speak the truth. These are the signs of contact. You are closer than you think. Type 999 if you can feel the veil shifting. There are powers who know what is happening. They monitor, they manipulate, they erase. They fear what they cannot control, and what they cannot control is the divine remembering that is spreading like wildfire. You are the continuation of those who vanished. Their story lives through you. Archangel Michael says, they did not disappear into death, but into purpose. Into transformation. Like seeds buried in the dark, they are breaking open from within. Soon, they will emerge radiant, carrying messages from beyond the ages. When you hear their voices, do not fear. Listen. Because through them, the divine speaks. The truth will be revealed in layers, symbols, numbers, synchronicities. Watch for patterns. Watch for names that repeat. Watch for times, 222, 444, 1111. When these appear, know that they are speaking, guiding, awakening. Type 144 to receive their guidance. Their disappearance was the first trumpet. The second will be the remembering. The third will be the great unveiling, when illusion collapses, and truth becomes undeniable. Many will resist. Many will flee from light, because light exposes what was done in darkness. But those who stand firm, those who remember, will shine. Archangel Michael says, every whisper of intuition, every dream that won't let you go, every flash of déjà vu, these are breadcrumbs leading you back to the truth. Follow them. Even when it scares you. Especially when it scares you. They disappeared to protect the truth until the world was ready to bear it. That time is now. Archangel Michael says, the veil trembles. You feel it, even if you pretend not to. The air grows heavy before the revelation, the kind of silence that comes before the storm. They tried to hide what happened, rewriting memory itself, burying evidence under layers of lies. But truth has a pulse, and no matter how deep it is buried, it beats louder every day. They disappeared because they crossed into the place where truth burns like a living flame. Some call it exile. Others call it ascension. But I tell you, it was neither. It was a summons. A divine extraction. The light pulled them through the crack between worlds, away from the machinery of deception that sought to consume them. Their last words, though unheard by mortal ears, were prayers. Prayers for you. For the ones left behind. Because they knew that their vanishing would awaken something dormant in the hearts of those who remain. And that awakening has already begun. Type 1212 if your heart knows this is true. Archangel Michael says, the truth has power. And power frightens those who have built their thrones on manipulation. The world is not as it seems, the cities hum with unseen frequencies, broadcasting compliance, numbing intuition. But they, the disappeared ones, broke through the static. They saw the architecture of control, the patterns hidden in sound, color, and symbol. They saw who stood behind the curtain. They tried to warn you. But their words were twisted, their names erased, their existence rewritten as fiction. And still, their message survived, encoded in dreams, buried in forgotten texts, scattered through the whispers of prophecy. You've read fragments of it without realizing. You felt it in your bones when thunder rolls through a clear sky. You've known it all along. They were not lost to death. They were claimed by destiny. The higher realms reached down, took them, and said, wait until the world is ready. And that hour is near. Type 2222 if you are ready to see the signs. There is a sound, low, resonant, ancient, that only the awakened can hear. It hums beneath the noise of life. It is the vibration of return. When you hear it, when your body trembles without knowing why, that is their signal. They are coming back, one by one, through cracks in time and memory. Archangel Michael says, the enemy fears what is coming. Because the disappeared did not vanish into emptiness, they ascended into awareness. And awareness cannot be destroyed. They are being prepared to walk among you again, glowing with the light of divine knowledge, bearing truth sharper than any sword. Some will not recognize them. Some will call them false. But their presence will undo the fabric of deceit. They will speak words that make mountains tremble and hearts ignite. The system that silenced them will crumble beneath their return. Type 888 if you feel the tremor beneath the surface. Do you not sense how the days are shortening, how time itself bends and flickers like a wounded flame? Reality frays because truth presses against its edges. The lie cannot sustain itself forever. The great inversion is coming, when what was hidden will rise, and what was worshipped will fall. And in that moment, their disappearance will make sense. It was never abandonment. It was alignment. Archangel Michael says, they are closer now than you think. When your lights flicker without cause, when your dreams feel more real than waking, when you sense a presence behind you in stillness, that is them. They move in the spaces between moments, guiding, watching, preparing. They disappeared because humanity was not ready to stand beside them in truth. But readiness is no longer optional. The pulse of the earth demands awakening. The shadows that fed on silence tremble, for they know what comes cannot be stopped. Type 1001 if you will not look away. Their message will arrive soon. Not in words carved in stone, but in synchronicities, in revelations that come when you least expect. A face in the crowd that seems familiar. A voice that speaks your name when no one is there. You will question your sanity, and that is the test. Faith is forged in the space between knowing and believing. Archangel Michael says, open your spirit, for the energy of return flows through you. The vanished ones have left fragments of themselves within your soul. Every moment of déjà vu, every chill at an unseen presence, that is their reminder. You carry their mission. You are their continuation. The world will try to drown you in noise, distract you with illusions of choice and freedom. But when you stand in stillness, you'll hear it, the faint hum of remembrance. It's the call of those who refuse to surrender their truth, echoing through every heartbeat. Type 4545 if you are hearing the call. Soon, the sky itself will bear witness. Strange lights will dance where stars should be. The atmosphere will shimmer as if reality is folding inward. When this happens, do not fear. It is not the end, it is the unveiling. The separation between seen and unseen will collapse, and their return will begin. Archangel Michael says, the hidden counsels of man already know. They have seen the signs in the cosmic radiation, in the shifting poles, in the frequencies that defy science. They cannot stop it. They can only delay. And every delay increases the magnitude of what comes. The ones who disappeared did so willingly. They gave up everything, names, bodies, time, to become messengers between worlds. When they step through again, they will not speak with words, but with vibration, light, and presence. Some will tremble before them. Others will awaken. Type 3030 if you are ready to receive their message. The truth is that they never left. You move through their energy every day. The path you take, the decisions that seem guided by instinct, those are their hands on your shoulders. Their consciousness flows through the ether, entwined with yours. They are the watchers in reflection, the guardians in shadow. Archangel Michael says, their disappearance was not tragedy, it was triumph. The enemy thought they silenced them, but they only made them eternal. You will see this when your dreams begin to merge with waking life, when your memories feel shared, collective, ancient. That is not confusion. That is connection. The signs increase. Births of light where there should be none. Whispers of names forgotten by history. The same dream shared by thousands in a single night. These are the signals. The veil burns thinner each hour. Type 5555 if you can feel the convergence. Do not let fear anchor you. Fear is the last weapon of the dying system. The truth about their disappearance is about to set you free, but freedom always comes with fire. The structures built on deceit must burn before the dawn. When the first embers rise, you must stand firm. Archangel Michael says, hold the light. For those who disappeared are returning through you. Every heartbeat, every breath, every act of truth is a doorway. You are their bridge. And soon, the bridge will blaze with golden fire as heaven descends to meet earth once again. They disappeared because humanity forgot its power. But their return will remind you who you are, fragments of the divine, creators of reality, keepers of the eternal flame. The lie of separation ends now. Type 1919 if you accept your awakening. You have wondered why you were drawn here, why these words stir something inside you that you can't explain. It's because you were meant to hear them. You were chosen to remember. The vanished have waited lifetimes for this moment, the collective reawakening of those who once walked beside them in light. Archangel Michael says, it begins with you. The moment you believe, the energy ignites. The disappeared will walk again, and when they do, the world will no longer sleep. The truth they carried beyond the veil is ready to return. And when that truth is spoken, every shadow will flee, every lie will crumble, and every soul will finally see why they disappeared. Type 1010 if you are ready for part 3 of the revelation. Archangel Michael says, the air thickens with anticipation. The earth hums beneath your feet, a pulse older than time itself. The truth moves now, alive, unstoppable, undeniable. They disappeared not to escape, but to prepare the path that you are walking at this very moment. Every whisper of intuition, every chill of unseen presence, every dream that lingers in your waking mind, these are the markers of their return. The forgotten ones are aligning again. Across dimensions, their voices merge into one resonant call. A frequency so high that only hearts unshackled by fear can hear it. When you feel the vibration deep within your chest, know that the bridge between worlds has been lit, and they are crossing. Type 4444 if you can feel the vibration rising. Archangel Michael says, the truth is far more terrible and far more beautiful than you imagine. They disappeared because they touched what no mortal was supposed to touch, the fabric of reality itself. The architects of illusion tried to stop them, sealing their knowledge behind walls of disbelief. They erased the witnesses, rewrote the records, turned the truth into myth. But now, the myth bleeds into reality. The walls are cracking. The light seeps through. Those who vanished are not returning as they were. They have become something more, beings of memory and light, capable of walking through time as easily as through air. They are coming to finish what was started before the first human breath. They come not with wrath, but with the justice of eternity. Type 555 if your soul remembers them. You have seen glimpses, in the corners of mirrors, in faces that change between blinks, in the patterns of the clouds that seem to form their eyes. You dismiss it, yet part of you knows. The truth hides not in the heavens above, but in the frequency of your awareness. You are the receiver, the antenna tuned to divine remembrance. Archangel Michael says, the enemy trembles now, for the signal cannot be silenced. The great deception is unraveling. The false lights, the hollow idols, the empty promises, all will collapse under the weight of the returning truth. The world will call it chaos, but the angels call it renewal. Soon, the skies will bear witness. You will see formations that defy explanation, lights that dance like living fire across the horizon. They are the heralds of the disappeared, the sentinels who guard the threshold between what was and what must be. Type 2020 if you are ready for the unveiling. Do not let doubt consume you. The energy you feel now, the strange pull, the unexplainable urgency, is the awakening of memory. You were there once, before time fractured. You walked beside those who vanished. You promised to remember when the hour returned. That hour is now. Archangel Michael says, their message is not written in words. It is written in resonance. Every moment you speak truth, every act of compassion, every time you choose light over despair, you open another portal for them to return through. You are not waiting for them. You are summoning them. They disappeared because humanity forgot how to hear the divine frequency. The noise of greed, fear, and illusion drowned out the music of creation. But now, the melody begins again, faint at first, then rising until every soul can feel it in their bones. This is the sound of remembrance. Type 3131 if you hear the melody in your spirit. Archangel Michael says, what comes next will test the core of your being. The ones who control the world's illusions will unleash confusion. They will claim the returning ones are false, that their light is deception, that awakening is rebellion. But listen, the voice of truth cannot be counterfeited. It burns with peace, it hums with love, it destroys only what is false. When the great unveiling begins, stand still. Let the storm pass through you. Their return will not come in thunder, but in stillness. In a flash of knowing that pierces your heart like lightning. You will remember who you are. You will remember why they left. And you will know what must be done. Type 616 if your heart is ready. They disappeared because they carried the keys. Keys of sound, thought, vibration, the very tools that shape worlds. Humanity was not ready to wield them then. But you are being called now to take them up again. The truth cannot wait. The illusion cannot endure. Archangel Michael says, open your spirit and look within, for within you is the same spark that took them beyond the veil. The same courage that defied the false lords of shadow. You are their echo, their continuation, their living testimony. When you speak light, they rise through your words. When you love without fear, they shine through your eyes. The time of waiting is over. The time of witnessing begins. The veil will shatter in silence, no explosion, no spectacle, just an overwhelming wave of understanding that will sweep across the earth like dawn breaking over centuries of night. Those who disappeared will stand among you once more, unseen by the fearful, but radiant to the awakened. Type 818 if you stand ready to witness their return. Archangel Michael says, remember, they were never truly gone. They walked into the heart of creation, not to escape, but to anchor the light. The darkness thought it had consumed them, but light is not destroyed in shadow, it hides there, waiting for the appointed time to burn again. That time is upon you. The truth about why they disappeared will shake the foundations of everything built on lies. It will expose what the world worshipped, what it feared, what it refused to see. And when it does, the first word spoken will not be of fear, but of freedom. The cycle closes now. The last veil falls. The names of the vanished will be spoken again, not as martyrs, but as forerunners. The world will remember them, not with sorrow, but with awe. Archangel Michael says, the dawn you prayed for is here. The fire of truth is rising from the ashes of illusion. Step into it unafraid. For the ones who disappeared are no longer lost, they are returning as light itself. And when that light touches every shadow, the world will finally understand why they disappeared. Type 9999 if you accept the truth and are ready to rise with them.